To dodge the coming apocalypse, America's big shots team up with some loaded billionaires for one last Hail Mary. They build this massive underground city under the Colorado Rockies. They call this Survival Bunker Paradise, and it's bigger than anything humans have ever built before. The blue sky and fluffy clouds, just a giant screen. That blazing sun, a huge spotlight. The weather's all fake, controlled by humans. Paradise has got it all. Shopping districts, cultural spots, schools. It's like they Xeroxed a whole city and stuck it underground. The ecosystem's run by some seriously high-tech gear, and machines do all the heavy lifting when it comes to making stuff. Everyone in Paradise wears these special wristbands for everything. Buying stuff, unlocking cars, you name it. With life so cushy and convenient, crime's pretty much non-existent. They've never had a single murder until now, 3 years in, when the president gets offed in his own pad. The killer also swipes a tablet from the safe, which probably holds all the juicy secrets and conspiracies behind Paradise. Picking up where we left off, Xavier can't stop obsessing over the numbers on that cigarette he snagged from the crime scene. He's tried every angle, but he can't crack what the president was trying to tell him. He dreams about the moment Doomsday hit, when he was on the phone with his wife and didn't even get to say goodbye. He wakes up to find his buddy Billy watching the kids, and his boss Robinson's been waiting for him.
Agent Collins, I'm gonna need you to come with me.
Robinson says they've hit a wall with the investigation, no leads whatsoever. Xavier's still eyeing Robinson as a suspect, given her bedroom romp with the president the night before. Robinson gets all fired up, insisting she really cared about the president and is dead set on finding the killer. Then she drops a bomb. The bigwigs are pissed about the missing tablet from that black box. So today, they're grilling Xavier, the first one on the crime scene. In the interrogation room, they hook Xavier up to a lie detector. Robinson's running the show, while two women watch from next door. One of them, Samantha, was at the crime scene yesterday. From how everyone's treating her, it's clear she's a big deal. When Robinson asks if Xavier took anything from the scene, he takes a deep breath to steady his heartbeat.
No.
He fools the lie detector. Keeping mum about the cigarette pack he pocketed, Samantha looks a bit let down. She's clearly itching to find that tablet. Robinson then asks why Xavier kept the president's death under wraps for 30 minutes. Xavier cranks up the volume and starts mocking Robinson.
I didn't feel comfortable going through normal channels because my boss was sleeping with the president and he was laying there on the floor dead. You all know she was sleeping with him, right?
Getting her dirty laundry aired out in public throws Robinson off her game. Samantha can see Robinson's losing this battle. Xavier's turned the tables on her, so she sends the other woman in to take over. Robinson slinks out, looking pretty ticked off. Xavier recognizes the new interrogator as Torabi, the president's shrink, who once did a session with him too. She asks a weird, uncomfortable question.
Is a part of you happy that Cal is dead?
While Xavier's hemming and hawing over how to answer, Torabi secretly shows him her palm.
Yes.
Torabi tells Samantha that Xavier is probably telling the truth, arguing that good liars don't admit to hating a murder victim. This seems to clear Xavier in Samantha's eyes, and she even gives him 2 weeks off. But Xavier's still wary of Samantha. Even the president seemed to dance to her tune. She's likely the real puppet master of Paradise. When Samantha hears about Xavier's 2 kids, she gets a sad look in her eyes. Her mind drifts back to a decade ago. Young Samantha was a business genius, raking in $34 billion just by selling her startup. She found true love, got hitched, and had 2 kids. Just when she thought she had it all, her son gets hit with an incurable disease. Even with her billions and an army of global experts, she couldn't save him. Watching her son waste away nearly drove her to suicide. But the famous shrink Torabi talked her off the ledge. At a climate conference, a weather guru swear up and down that the US will be swallowed by a tsunami within a decade. It sounds nuts, but it freaks Samantha out. She can't bear the thought of losing another child. She asks the climate expert how to survive the coming doomsday.
Dig the biggest hole you can, and you get in.
His off-the-cuff, half-joking response sparks a crazy idea in Samantha's mind. She ropes in her pal, Congressman Cal, the president who was later killed, to help make it happen. They gather a bunch of military and political bigwigs, along with top experts from every field, to plan an underground city for 20,000 people. One city planner thinks Samantha's lost her marbles. A project this massive would be a stretch, even with the whole country behind it. Samantha flies the experts out to Colorado. They're blindfolded after landing. Clearly, they're about to see something top secret. There's this massive cave dug out under a mountain with thousands of excavators ready to roll. Turns out Samantha wasn't just talking big, she'd already kicked off this mind-blowing project. Helicopters are buzzing around, lowering diggers into the site. The experts are so blown away they can't even speak. This is paradise in its infancy.
Build me my city!
Samantha once asked her dying son what he thought heaven looked like.
I want it to be just like here, but with more horse rides.
So Samantha built paradise based on her son's vision. That's why you see rocking horses everywhere. Back in the present, Samantha walks into a secret meeting room. Everyone's freaking out about the president's death. These folks are probably Paradise's founders and big cheeses, the bigwigs Robinson mentioned. Samantha, their leader, decides to tell the public the president died from illness to avoid panic. Then she taps some old guy named Henry to be the new president. Meanwhile, everyone in Paradise gets an emergency ping on their wristbands. There's a town hall in 10 minutes. Henry breaks the news about the president's illness and death, then gets sworn in as the new prez. It's all going down, just like Samantha planned. But Xavier's gut feeling, honed by 15 years as an agent, tells him this woman's trouble.
Something's not right with that woman. I can feel it in my gut. Our guy is gone and she's smack in the middle of the whole thing. And I'm gonna take her down.
Wow.
Very fucking carefully.
Xavier's still puzzling over those numbers. He asks Billy if he can think of anything important that needs a 6-digit code, but Billy's clueless. Playing it safe, Xavier torches the cigarette from the president when he gets home, and those numbers are burned into his brain. Little does he know, his daughter Priestley's stumbling onto the answer. She bumps into the ex-president's son at the school library, who's pretty down about his dad's death. To thank Presley for lending an ear, he shows her this cool spot, seeing all the abandoned security checkpoints and signs. Presley flashes back to when her dad brought her and her brother into Paradise during the apocalypse. Now it's all forgotten, with the exit blocked by hundreds of jumbled up planes. The camera zooms in on a plane's number, hinting that the president's final message to Xavier might be stashed in one of these birds. The president's autopsy results are in. He was bashed with a muddy rock and put up one hell of a fight.
He was first hit on his right side while standing. The catastrophic fracture to the top of his cranium likely happened while he was on the ground.
The coroner's got some DNA from under his nails, but the test results won't be ready for a day. After 3 years without crime in Paradise, the coroner's skills are a bit rusty. Robinson's still moping about losing her bedmate. Samantha's more worried about that stolen tablet and gives Robinson 2 days to crack the case, or she's out. Robinson rounds up her agents to investigate, focusing on that 90-minute surveillance blackout. Garcia says he can't recover the footage, but there's a slim chance he can figure out who turned off the cameras. Billy and Jane look a bit shifty. They're definitely hiding something.
What are we gonna do if Garcia finds out?
Take it easy. What the fuck, Brooks?
This part of the house is off limits.
Xavier and Billy are out for their usual run. They're tight. Billy's ticked that Robinson's pushed Xavier out of the investigation. He thinks Xavier should be leading the case. But Xavier's cool as a cucumber, pointing out how weird the big wigs are acting about the president's death. He warns Billy to watch his step. Xavier then visits Torabi, the shrink, asking why she signaled him to say yes during the interrogation. Instead of answering, Torabi takes him for a walk in the park. She spills that the president came to her for a session the day before he died, looking pretty rough. When Xavier presses for details, Torabi wants to trade info. She's curious about Xavier's dad, but Xavier looks resistant.
I want to know what you know about Cal. And I don't want to talk about my old life because my old life ended. The world ended, and everyone and everything in it is gone.
Torabi's psych skills are on point, and she soon gets Xavier to open up. His dad was one of America's first black pilots, proud of his job. They were close until Xavier noticed his dad's Parkinson's symptoms. Xavier pushed him to retire, but his dad was stubborn. To keep him safe, Xavier reported his dad's condition and got him forcibly retired. It wrecked their relationship, and his dad died soon after as his condition worsened. Xavier's puzzled by Torabi's interest and notices how she seems to know Paradise like the back of her hand, always steering their chat to quiet spots or noisy areas at key moments. Torabi admits she helped design Paradise. In return, Xavier reveals that he and the president fell out because the president wouldn't let Xavier's wife into paradise, but he keeps the reason why to himself. Meanwhile, Robinson's all smug, showing Samantha what she's dug up. Garcia's traced the fingerprints that shut off the cameras to Billy and Jane. Turns out they've been doing this for a month. Theory tries to play dumb, but Jane cracks under pressure.
We were playing Wii.
What?
Wii tennis, actually.
What the fuck is Wii tennis?
A game.
Jane confesses they've been turning off the cameras during their night shifts to goof off, playing video games, snacking, the works. They never thought anything could go wrong in super safe presidential residence. It's a dumb reason, but it makes sense. Samantha's pissed, feeling like she's been played. She threatens to fire Robinson if she doesn't find some real leads soon. At night, Xavier walks Torabi home after a nice day together. Suddenly, Torabi drops another bombshell.
Xavier, you're here because I chose you.
Everyone in paradise was handpicked, and Torabi was the one doing the picking. But choosing who lives means deciding who dies, and the faces of those she didn't choose haunt her. Xavier realizes Torabi set him up as the president's bodyguard, and she seems to have high hopes for him.
You were my wild card. If something went wrong, I needed the person who would do the right thing, no matter what.
When Xavier brings up her weird move in the interrogation room, Torabi shuts him up with a kiss. She pats him down like a security guard, confusing Xavier until she eyes his wristband. She's checking for bugs, but they can't ditch the mandatory wristbands, so they head to the bathroom, using the shower and some enchanting noises as cover.
I have a message from the president. He said if something should happen to him, I should find you. He said Billy Pace is dangerous.
Xavier's floored by what Torabi tells him. Meanwhile, Billy's outside Xavier's place, looking mean and packing heat. What's Billy, Xavier's supposed buddy, really up to? What dark secrets is Paradise hiding? Stay tuned for the next episodes to find out.